fantastic company, fantastic profits, great people, brilliant. I enjoyed it. I need, you know, some paracetamol. Just leaving from my meeting this morning. I'm off to see a multi-million pound turnover retailer wholesaler. I'll be meeting their sales director. I think we'll be talking about what the roles and responsibilities of a sales team are, what a business development manager role is, what skills are required to do that brilliantly, and what kind of resourcing will be required. So not much. We'll see. That's the agenda I've been given for this session, and that's what I'm expecting to walk into. We may not. You got the gist now. If I go to a meeting with a business, even though I have an agenda, at least 25% of it will be made up on the day. Which is fine, that's business. I have to react. So that's it. I'll update you later, and I'll let you know what happens. Okay, I've just come out of the meeting, and there was a 3-hour session, one-to-one with the sales director, just as I thought it would be. I wasn't given an agenda because there was no agenda, because we didn't actually know what we were going to be talking about. The opening comment from the director was, I'm very busy, feel like I'm dragging a workload behind me, I never catch up, and there's something missing. I feel like I should be doing more of a director role, but I'm not sure what that something is. And I can go further. I don't know what that something is, not sure. And that was the opening gambit, if you want to call it that, the opening statement. And then we went off on one. That's all you can do in that situation, is to explore what they do already and hold up a mirror of what definitely a sales director role is. That's what we did. So I'll go through ABC. I've tried this video a few times, for being honest. Normally I only do one take and it's fine, but it's hard to explain what just happened. The first thing, I cannot be a director or understand my job if I don't know where I am directing to. I must have a clear idea in the long term what I'm trying to create with new markets, growing existing markets. That means I must have a wider, bigger picture statement. And ours today was sell worldwide, be respected by customers, introduce new products, and yes, sell worldwide being the main one, I think. Then I have some direction, because I quantify that. I said to him, you know, well, okay, 3 years from now, how much turnover are we actually doing and profit? And he told me 10 million. That's double the size of the company. Well, now I've got you. Once you give me a quantifiable market growth in terms of money and a time scale, I know exactly what your job should be, because now you're directing. Right, so bear with me. What do I do then? Well, we talked about what the perfect sales director role is, and in my view it's this. It's to be creative, it's to have new ideas all the time. Is to challenge what we do in sales and marketing on a regular, systematic basis. And if that's monthly director meetings, great. If it's a sit down once a month with my partners to say how are we doing, then great. But I have a sales director for 2 reasons. One is vision and one is to be pragmatic. The vision element is you are responsible for how we do sales and marketing in this company across the board. I expect you to make the time to use your brain creatively. I expect you to come up with new ideas every time I see you. I expect you to develop the ones we've already had and agreed that we'll implement all the time. To always be thinking, how can we do this better? That's your first part, okay? Yeah, we're directors, we're all capable people in a company. We could all have ideas around sales and marketing, and we probably will when asked. Okay, when asked. Sales director is the leader. They own that function. Their job to make the time, to be creative, to make new opportunities for the business, to grow it. That's the first part. Second part about being pragmatic. We also task you as fellow directors with the responsibility to make sure we're on course, that we're not off track, that we haven't drifted strategically. That means we expect you once a month to come in, not with detail, not with, tactical information. I expect you as a sales director to come in to that meeting, and if we committed, which is an example today, to grow existing accounts by £500,000 in 12 months, I expect you once a month, because it's so important to the future of the business to come in and say this: yes, we're on course. We're growing those accounts by that amount of money. Based on the linear progression, we'll hit the target. Or, no, we're not on target. We're behind what we forecast would happen. Then tell me why. And the why is the role of the sales director, okay? It's come up with the ideas, but also, if we are not on course, why? Come to the board meeting and tell me why we're not on course. And most importantly, what the hell are you going to do about it? Okay, that's pretty much the role of a director, which is come up with the ideas for a function, sales, new market opportunities, new products we should develop. You start that thought process and you orchestrate it. We'll pitch in, but you're the leader. That's why we pay you the money, or appointed you to be a sales director. Always, again and again and again, always be thinking about new ideas and how we can do things better. But secondly, you report to us and yourself, because we are custodians of the company. You report to us and say we're on track or not on track, and you do it in a timely manner, which means I can only do that with data. Right? You explain why it's working or not working, and then you tell us what are you going to do about it. Now you might ask for our help. You might need operational support, more people, or new systems, or you might need more money, you might need bigger advertising budget. That's fine, but you're the one who comes in. You are our alert, our monitor, evaluate, and check control. Okay. That's the role of a sales director. And so bear in mind, we haven't actually spoken about what he said to me yet. We haven't actually spoken about what he does, because I don't care. I don't care, because if we need the role of sales director, ideas, strategic monitoring and direction, and make sure we're on track, if we need that role, and every company does, I don't really care what you already do yet. I care what should be done, and that is the mirror. Okay, so we create the mirror, we hold up the mirror, and at that point we have a long and honest discussion about what he actually does day to day. Does some very important work. Obviously, this is a very successful company. But if I give you his visualization without taking my hand off the steering wheel, his pile is about this big. I can't do that. This big, okay? Physically that big, that's what he told me. His pile on his desk is that big of backlog. I must challenge the hell out of that pile. I've given him the benchmark, I've given him the mirror to say, when you look through every piece of paper, is it important? Not today, to the future of the company. And that's exactly what he told me he was going to do when I said goodbye. He was going back up to his desk, he was going to go through the entire pile of paper with two piles created. One is, this is not important to the future of the company, it's important today. And the other is, this is important to the future of the company. And I'm fairly certain one of those piles will be called Scandinavia. Okay. Once I segment that pile of important today, I must delegate. There's only so much time in the day. What the structure does, the structure of saying this is a sales director's role, are you doing it? And exposing you to the scrutiny, not once, but all the time, of monthly meetings. Once I say this is what we will do, when you arrive, you better have the answers. Because I've got mine, and I've done my job as a director. You better have your answers and ideas, because that's our commitment to each other, okay, and the company, and our employees. The survival of the business and the prosperity of it. You will delegate. It's got nothing to do with time management. It's got to do with prioritization of what's important. Once we enter into the process of sales and marketing creation, markets, and accountability, strategically, are we on course? And you coming to those meetings and having to report to me, fellow director, who's done their job, you will delegate. So I'm fairly sure what will happen is he will look through his big pile of important today and find that that's someone else's problem, not his, and delegate. That's it.